The Elohim was always my best bet for finding Denna. As the weather worsened, I found her there more and more. By the time the first snow fell, I usually managed to catch her one trip of three. Unfortunately, I rarely managed to have her wholly to myself, as she was always usually had someone with her. As Delic has mentioned, she was not the sort who spent a lot of time alone. Still, I kept coming. Why? Because wherever she saw me, some light would go on inside her, making her glow for a moment. She would jump to her feet, run to me, and catch hold of my arm. Then, smiling, bring me back to her table and introduce me to her newest man. I came to know most of them. None were good enough for her, so I held them in contempt and hated them. And in turn, hated and feared me. But we were pleasant to each other, always pleasant. It was a game of sorts. He would invite me to sit, I would buy him a drink. The three of us would talk, and his eyes would slowly grow dark as he watched her smile toward me. His mouth would narrow as he listened to the laughter that leapt from her as I joked, spun stories, and sang. They would always react the same way, trying to prove ownership of her, and in small ways, holding her hand, a kiss, a too casual touch along her shoulder. They clung to her with desperate determination. Some of them merely resented my presence, saw me as a rival, but others had frightened knowledge buried deep behind their eyes from the beginning. They knew she was leaving, and they didn't know why, so they clutched to her like shipwrecked sailors clinging to the rocks despite the fact they are being battered to death against them. I almost felt sorry for them. Almost. So they hated me. And it shone in their eyes when Denna wasn't looking. I would offer to buy another round of drinks, but he would insist and I would graciously accept and thank him and smile. I have known her longer, my smile said. True, you have been inside the circle of her arms, tasted her mouth, felt the warmth of her, and that is something I never had. But there is a part of her that was only for me. You cannot touch it, no matter how hard you might try. And after she has left you, I will still be here, making her laugh. My light shining in her. I will still be here long after she has forgotten your name. End scene.